In the summer of 2015, two young brothers, James and Kyle Holloway, vanished without a trace, leaving behind nothing but haunting questions and a chilling silence. Their disappearance baffled the town of Pine Ridge, seemingly an unsolvable mystery. But what no one knew at the time was that the key to unraveling the truth, an old, forgotten camcorder, lay buried for 8 long years, waiting to reveal what happened in those final, fateful moments. This is the story of how a hidden relic from the past held the answers to one of the most perplexing disappearances the small town of Pine Ridge had ever known. On August 14, 2015, James and Kyle Holloway, two young brothers in their early 20s, set off for a weekend camping trip deep into the Pine Ridge National Forest. James, the older one, was the planner, map in hand, always prepared. Kyle, the free spirit, led them down detours and wild paths. Cautious and curious, they made the perfect pair. Their goal? Escape the noise, enjoy the wild. With laughter, a camcorder, and each other, they set off to capture every moment. But what was meant to be a carefree adventure quickly took a dark turn. The final video on the camcorder showed them sitting by a campfire, joking and filming their surroundings. Then, in an instant, the mood shifted. The laughter died. Kyle's hand trembled as he held the camera, eyes darting into the trees. James, too, grew silent, following his brother's gaze. Something was out there. The footage cut off abruptly, the camcorder dropped, and the screen filled with static. By August 16th, when the brothers didn't return, their family reported them missing. The search went on for weeks, but each attempt ended in silence. No signs, no footprints, no camcorder. Just the eerie quiet of the forest and a growing sense that something had gone horribly wrong. Years passed, and the Holloway brothers' case became a fading memory for most. The town of Pine Ridge had moved on, and the search slowly stopped. The authorities stopped revisiting the case, their conclusion fixed, likely a tragic accident in the unforgiving wilderness. Yet there was a lingering feeling among the townspeople that something had been overlooked. For the Holloway family, the pain of uncertainty was unbearable. Every year they returned to the forest, not for answers, but out of hope that something, anything, might surface. On those anniversaries, the forest felt different, like it knew something it wasn't telling. Despite the lack of progress, some hadn't forgotten the brothers. A few whispered in hushed tones about strange occurrences in the area around the time the brothers went missing. Odd sounds, unsettling smells, and strange, unexplained activity near the forest depths. But these rumors were dismissed as wild speculation until one person, a local who had stayed silent for years, started to talk. And then, in early 2023, an unexpected breakthrough came from an unlikely source. The past had been buried, but something was stirring in the shadows, waiting to resurface. 8 years had passed since the Holloway brothers disappeared, and the case seemed destined to remain unsolved. But then, on February 5th, 2023, something unexpected happened. A construction crew, digging near Pine Ridge, found an old camcorder buried beneath dirt and debris. Mud-caked and scratched from years of exposure, the device was a forgotten artifact from a past long buried. When the authorities examined it, they realized the significance. This was no ordinary find. The camcorder, despite its age, still worked. The Holloway family was notified immediately. For them, this discovery felt like the last sliver of hope, the chance they had been waiting for all these years. As they watched the footage, a mix of excitement and dread gripped them. What they saw wasn't just a video of two brothers enjoying their trip. It was a snapshot of a moment just before everything changed. In the background, something strange appeared. A figure barely visible between the trees stood motionless, watching them. It was an unsettling moment, one that shifted the entire tone of the video. Kyle's unease was clear as his hands shook while holding the camera. James, too, stopped speaking, his gaze fixed on the figure. The footage cut off abruptly, followed by static. The camcorder didn't just provide a clue. It revealed the brothers had encountered something or someone that they had never planned for. The discovery of the camcorder not only deepened the mystery, but also led to an unexpected breakthrough. The footage revealed a chilling fact. Someone had been tracking the brothers through the woods. Experts analyzed the frames, noting that the figure wasn't just passing by. They had been deliberately staying hidden, watching from the shadows. The Holloway family's pursuit for answers took a new direction. A local resident, Larry Matthews, approached them weeks after the footage resurfaced. Matthews, a former woodsman, confessed that he had seen a man matching the figure's description in the area around the time the brothers went missing. He had always assumed the man was just another harmless local, but now, in light of the camcorder footage, the truth seemed darker. Larry's memory painted a picture of Robert Crane, an isolated man who lived on the edge of Pine Ridge, keeping to himself. Matthews revealed that, years ago, he had seen Crane talking to himself and acting erratically near the very spot where the brothers camped. As investigators delved deeper, they uncovered more unsettling details about Crane's life. He wasn't just a loner. He had been involved with a covert group that operated in the forest, engaged in activities no one had dared to uncover. The brothers had unknowingly stumbled upon something that had remained hidden in the shadows for years. As the investigation deepened, the truth unraveled. This wasn't a case of two brothers getting lost. No, James and Kyle actually had stumbled onto something buried far from the public eye. Deep in the forest, hidden behind layers of abandoned fencing and camouflage netting, was the center of a secret operation. Investigators, while revisiting the forest once more, discovered signs of something far menacing. Evidence of abandoned animal cages and signs of illicit experimentation, things that had never been seen in the area before. Robert Crane, the man who showed up on their camcorder, wasn't just some reclusive wanderer. Years ago, he'd been forced into the operation, tasked with monitoring the site and keeping outsiders away. Threats had kept him silent. His family was his leash. The Holloway brothers didn't know what they were walking into. Cages, equipment, warning signs. What they captured on tape wasn't meant to be seen. The operation had been testing, modifying, and discarding animals, far from oversight, hidden in the dense wilderness. And when the brothers caught it on camera, it became clear. They were a risk. This wasn't an accident. Their disappearance was planned. A quiet removal, meant to erase a breach in secrecy. The forest holds no signs now, but locals still talk of strange noises, of animals that don't look quite right, and of the two brothers who walked too far and never came back. As Robert Crane was taken into custody, the investigation uncovered a darker side to the conspiracy. Crane, now the key informant, revealed a horrifying truth. He had been coerced into working for a secretive faction within Pine Ridge. The group's reach was vast, protected by hidden alliances in the town. The real shock came when investigators found a series of coded messages among Crane's belongings. They led to a chilling discovery. A high-ranking town official had been shielding a covert animal experimentation operation. For years, the group had been conducting illegal tests on wildlife. Genetic manipulation, painful procedures, and horrific experiments, hidden in the remote forest. This official had used their position to protect the operation, covering up the brothers' disappearance when they got too close to the truth. Crane, once silent, was now a whistleblower, but his revelations raised even more questions. Who else was involved in the grotesque experiments? What other secrets had the brothers uncovered before their deaths? The town would never be the same, but the full extent of the conspiracy remained buried in the shadows. The Holloway brothers may have uncovered a dangerous secret, but their story didn't end with the truth being revealed. While Pine Ridge believes the case is closed, dark corners of the town still hide disturbing secrets that no one dares to expose. The town's animal experimentation operation, hidden deep in the forest, was just the beginning. The individuals behind it remain out there, and the full truth of what happened to the brothers may never be fully known. Pine Ridge has moved on, but it will never be the same. The past can't be erased, and some secrets refuse to stay buried. What happened to the Holloways is only part of a much larger and ongoing story. Somewhere, someone is still watching, waiting for the truth to slip through the cracks again. Do you think the Holloway brothers were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or did they uncover something far more sinister? Share your thoughts with us, and we may uncover more about Pine Ridge's dark history. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Mind Unfolded, bringing you the stories that refuse to stay buried.